pulled her through and Harry got it. Harry, I really think you've got it, said Hermione delightedly. Just as long as it works tomorrow, Harry said. The fireballs are going to be much further away than the stuff in here. It's going to be in the castle. And I'm going to be out here in the grounds. That doesn't matter, said Hermione firmly. Just as long as you're concentrating really hard on it. It'll come, Harry. You better go get some sleep. You're going to need it. Harry had been focusing so hard on learning a summoning charm that evening that some of his blind panic had left him. But it returned in full measure, however, on the following morning. The atmosphere in the school was one of great tension and excitement. Lessons were to stop at midday, giving all the students time to get down to the dragon's enclosure, though of course they didn't yet know what they would find there. Harry felt oddly separate from anyone around him, whether they were wishing him good luck or kissing. "You'll have a box of tissues ready, Potter," as he passed. He was in a state of nervousness so advanced that he wondered where he mightn't just lose his head as they tried to lead him to the dragon and start trying to curse everyone in sight. Time was behaving in a more peculiar fashion than ever, rushing past in great dollops, so that the moment he seemed to be sitting down in the first lesson, History of Magic, and the next walking into lunch, and then, where had the morning gone? The last of his dragon-free hours. Professor McGonagall was hurrying over to him in the great hall. Lots of people were watching. "Potter, the champions have to come to the ground now. You have to get ready for your first task." "Okay," said Harry, his chin standing up, his fork falling into his plate with a clatter. "Good luck, Harry," said Hermione whispered. "You'll be fine." "Yeah," said Harry, in a voice that was most unlike his own. He left the great hall with Professor McGonagall. She didn't seem herself either. In fact, she looked nearly as anxious as Hermione. As she walked him down to the stone step and out into the cold November afternoon, she put her hand on his shoulder. "Now don't panic," she said. "Just keep a cool head. You've got Wizard on hand to control the situation if it gets out of hand. Main thing is just do your best and nobody will think any the worse of you. Are you alright?" "Yes," said Harry. Yes, Harry heard himself say, "I am fine." She was leading him towards the place where the dragons were around the edge of the forest. But when they approached the clump of trees behind which the enclosure would be clearly visible, Harry saw that a tent had been erected in the entrance facing them, screening the dragons from view. "You're to go in here with the other champions," said Professor McGonagall, in a rather shaky sort of voice, "and wait for your turn. Potter, Mr. Bagman is in there. He'll be telling you the procedure. Good luck." "Thanks," said Harry, in a flat, distant voice. She left him at the entrance in the tent. Harry went inside. Fleur de la Cour was sitting in the corner of a low wooden stool. She didn't look nearly as composed as usual, but rather pale and clammy. Victor Krum looked even surlier than usual, which Harry supposed was his way of showing nerves. Cedric was pacing up and down. When Harry entered, he gave him a small smile, which Harry returned, feeling the muscles in his face work rather hard, as though they had forgotten how to do it. "Harry, good-o," said Herr Bagman happily, looking around at him. "Come on, make yourself at home." Bagman looked somehow like a slightly overblown cartoon figure, standing amid all the pale-faced champions. He was wearing his old wasp robes again. "Well, now we're all here, time to fill you in," said Bagman brightly. "When an audience is assembled, I'm going to be offering each of you this bag." He held up a small sack of purple silk and shook it at them. "From which each of you will select a small model of the thing you are about to face. There are different varieties, you see. And I have to tell you something else too. Oh yes, your task is to collect the golden egg." Harry glanced around. Cedric had nodded once to show that he understood Bagman's words, and then started pacing around the tent again. He looked slightly green. Fleur de la Cour and Krum hadn't reacted at all. Perhaps they thought they might be sick if they opened their mouth. That was certainly how Harry felt. But they at least had volunteered for this. and in no time at all, hundreds upon hundreds of pairs of feet could be heard passing the tent. The owners excitedly laughing, joking. Harry felt as separate from the crowd as they were a different species. And then it felt about a second later to Harry. Bagman was opening the neck of the purple silk sack. Ladies first, he said, offering it to her little cour. She put a shaking hand inside the bag and drew out a tiny perfect model of a dragon, the Welsh green. It had the number 2 around the neck. Harry knew by the fact that Fleur showed no sign of surprise, but rather a determined resignation that he had been right. Madame Maxime had told her what was coming. The same held true for Clum. He pulled out a scarlet Chinese fireball with a number 3 around it.